This is part 2 of the video about repairing the Poulan chainsaw using the carburetor and fuel system that I received from Amazon.com. A few days ago I made a video about the fuel system that I got from them, and I'm going to include that link in the description below so you can see my original video. It shows all the parts and everything and the part numbers. But I did run into a couple things with this kit. The first thing I noticed was when I started to put this thing back together, this is one of the primer bulbs that came with it, and these two ports are actually opposite of the original primer bulb that was in there. So I hooked everything up exactly the way it was before, and with these two ports being backwards, I was actually flooding the carburetor. So anytime you do have a carburetor that floods on you like that, it's usually because you have two of the lines reversed on the primer. You should not have any raw fuel going into the carburetor when you push this bulb. It only pulls fuel out of the tank, through the pump, and into the fuel chamber. So I had to just reverse the two lines. And the other thing that I noticed was the gasket that they sent with the kit was the wrong one, and I'll show you why. This is the original carburetor that came off the chainsaw. And you notice on 2-cycle engines you'll have a hole here, usually somewhere in this location on the butterfly side of the carburetor. This is the side that mounts to the engine, and that hole leads to the crankcase, and it allows crankcase pulses to allow the impulse pump, which is located on this side, to actually pump fuel out of the carburetor or out of the fuel tank. And you have to have a matching gasket with that hole open in order for that to work. So this is the gasket that they gave with the kit, and you notice that the hole in the gasket doesn't line up with the hole in the carburetor. If you use this gasket with this carburetor and it blocks this hole, you'll never get any fuel into your engine. So that's another thing I ran into. And the last thing I want to mention too is I have had really good luck with these being good right out of the box. This one required quite a bit of tweaking, and they include a mixture screwdriver, which is on these Poulans is a spline, not just a regular screwdriver. And it required, I dropped my screwdriver. It required quite a bit of tweaking to get this one to come in. And like I said, the ones I've used before were really good right out of the box. So that's something to be aware of. There's a reason why they're so cheap, and that might be part of the reason. So anyway, this is all the used, the old parts that came off of it. And you can see all the fuel lines are cracked and broken, and I replaced everything. And then in the box, I still have another fuel filter and fuel lines, and that's the original spark plug. I just regapped it and cleaned it, and it's got an extra air filter left. So I'm going to give all this back to the owner along with this adjustment tool. And I cleaned up the case a little bit, had a lot of bar oil in it and sawdust and other trash, so I just cleaned all that out real well. And so I think we're going to go on out where the chainsaw's at, fire it up, and show you how it works. Alright, come with me outside, out to this hot Florida heat. I got it sitting right out here. I've been running it a little bit. There it is, all cleaned up. I filled it up with bar oil, and I'm using 40-to-1 mix fuel in it, and I'm using ethanol free as well. New chain. Cleaned the whole thing up really good. Alright, so let me set my tripod down. We'll fire this thing up and demonstrate how it runs. Okay, it's already warm, so I probably shouldn't have to choke it that much, but we'll see. Okay, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching.